Okay, we are back in Legend Heroes, Trails into Reverie, and it's time for the quote-unquote finale through Memories Aglow, and then we'll look forward. So you only get this one by going into the post-game. I don't remember if you just have to beat the final boss, or... And by final boss, I mean like the storyline boss in the tower. 3 months after the Battle of Jormungandr's end, Major Revolt had sent me a confidential letter. I had no reason to decline the request within, and so I paid a visit to Valflame Palace. Could you give us some privacy? Certainly, Your Majesty. So this is it. This was my dad's study. It's, feels a little surreal to be in here. I understand why you would feel that way. I'd come to sort out his belongings after the war's end, but to my surprise there was nothing left to sort. He was never one for displaying sentimental goods and the like, but I can only assume he disposed of what little he had beforehand. I could see that for him, yes. But if there's nothing here, what is it you said you wanted to give me in the letter? It would be something I found in the ashes of his fireplace. This is... Judging by its date, I should think it came from his diary. Nothing else remains of the diary itself, unfortunately, but I thought you should still have this. Please, take it. Thank you, Your Majesty. This is more than enough for me. Knowing he treasured this photograph till his last days means more than words can say. I'm grateful you thought of me when you found it. Then all is well. He was a lucky man to have you as a son. It was regrettably difficult for me to mourn him in public with his role in this war. But I heard you were able to carve his name into the grave he'd made for your mother at your old home. Yes, I took the chance when I was nearby for a branch campus assignment. It's a quiet area of the suburbs, so I'd like it if he and my mother could rest in peace there. Gileath was a great friend to me, and a proud hero who lived in service of the Empire. I shall make it my business to visit the grave myself. I'd like to visit the Lancemane's grave and Crossbell as well. I'm sure they would appreciate you being there. Not that I knew either of them well enough to speak on their behalf, of course. That is just as true for me, in a sense. I'd seen him as a politician, but I'd only caught the slightest glimpse of him as a father. It's never too late to begin learning more, however, even if he's no longer with us. The Great Twilight is over, the nation's suffering has come to an end. There is no better time to gather up the pieces we missed during our time of conflict. Yes, I suppose you're right. I'm hoping you guys don't hear the fan in the background. Through Memories Aglow. The more I look at it, the more surreal it feels. I saw something similar in the spectral moon mirror, but it's hard to imagine he used to smile like this. Guess that goes to show how little I really knew about him. Hopefully I can find more little things like this and take good care of them. Now, we're in for a busy day tomorrow, so I'd better get some rest. I don't get the whole point of the belt buckle on his leg, but okay. I'm trying to remember who the writer is of Naruto, because his guys have loads of belts too for some reason. I have accepted the Ebon Knight, but it is not by its will that I have chosen to bring destruction to the Empire. This is the only way to rid the land of the curse that has plagued it for so long. To end this world my loved ones call home will require renouncing my very humanity. Yet it is a price I'm willing to pay. From this day forward I will see myself as a being of blood with a soul of iron, guiding all to a future of conflict. I write these words in my diary to show that I have chosen my path, that my will is still my own. I knew I would need pawns to achieve the future I so desired. Not long after having this realization, I happened upon a boy with the gift of precognition. His name is Lecter Arundel. What a funny twist of fate that he should be that man's son. The boy had accepted the hand fate had dealt him, both his father's crimes and that would lead him to be silenced. I have given him a new home as one of my pawns, giving him a purpose in the form of revenge. Did I do this out of compassion, an emotion I thought I had abandoned? Or has seeing him reminded me of the son I've turned my back on? His father's crimes came to be the whispers of the Ebon Night. There is no reason for the child left behind to carry the weight of such an indelible sin. I know not whether his foresight has allowed him to see the ruin I am aimed to bring about. But regardless, he has accepted my offer with great interest. My next meeting has come soon after my promotion to Chancellor of the Imperial Government. While on a state business meeting with the four great houses, I happen upon a fascinating young man. His name is Rufus Alborea, and he appears intelligent as he is hollow on the inside. He thinks of me as his true father, and he believes that besting me will give meaning to his existence. It feels almost cruel to find myself being called someone's father again. But meeting someone who seeks to do more than I ever could has been a fine boon indeed. May he show me humanity's potential. May he prove we are not powerless in the face of the curse, nor are we simple pieces on a game board. I know calling himself an Ironblood, a son of mine, will not be enough to satisfy him. Perhaps once he finds the answers he seeks, he will be fit to lead in the times to come. "2 years have passed since my appointment to Chancellor. Rufus and Lecter have served me well, and word of the Ironbloods has begun to spread. What has dampened this just so is the passing of an old friend from Thor's. The circumstances surrounding his death are highly suspicious, enough for me to suspect that the Ebon Knight was to blame. It was when I went to handle the matter personally that I happened to meet his daughter, Claire Revelt. In a clear manifestation of the Ebon Knight's dreaded hand toying with Erebonian lives, the tragedy had awakened a peculiar gift in her, a kind of enhanced cognition. I chose to leave the matter of her father's death in her hands, and though it pained her greatly to do so, she has demonstrated the resolve to stand against destiny. Thinking this meaning to also be fate, I have invited her to join the Ironbloods as well. What she will discover on this road to ruin I do not know, but on behalf of my friend I intend to bear witness as she finds it." I visited Dry, and after negotiating with its mayor, it was agreed that it would be taken as a province of Erebonia's. And around that time, who should show as if she had been waiting for this moment all along but my dear friend. I had heard she was calling herself the Steel Maiden after accepting a position in the society. But when talking to her, she was the same as I'd remembered. She still thought to express concern for my well-being. With Dry now under Imperial rule, the seeds of the curse have begun to blossom. The stage will soon be set for the rivalries. When I told her this, she left without saying much more. She deserves so much for what she has endured. I wish I could have let her know, but perhaps she too would prefer to appear strong. A fourth member has joined the Ironbloods. Her name is Milliam Orion, a new model homunculus with the nearly last in her line serial number 0Z73. As pure and innocent a being I have ever seen, she was quick to gain a sense of self, developing in the blink of an eye. Milliam has been able to give the other Ironbloods what I cannot. The more time they spend with her, the more I see Claire and Lecter's expressions soften. I can only hope that through her, they have regained a small portion of what the Ebon Knight took away. What a sinful manner of forging a sword, and what a fitting manner with the end it is destined to bring. I have long accepted that I will bear any sin for my goal, knowing full well my fate will be to accompany Ishmelga to Gehenna's depths. Prince Olivert's role in ending the crisis in the Liberl was reported far and wide. When he soon after returned to the Empire like a hero aboard the Kingdom's Arsail, it was almost impossible to escape the story. I visited Liberl to offer my own greeting before his departure, but by doing so he reminded me once more that he is a man of endless surprises. It was as if the lion slumbering within the Empire had awakened and taken his form. As I execute my plan to fill the world with conflict, he seeks to find a third way. His efforts are nothing but a hindrance in bringing about the Great Twilight, but I cannot help but feel excited by his declaration. If he's going to challenge me, then he'd best put up a worthy fight. The conflict he seeks to stop will be great enough to engulf even Crossbell. I look forward to seeing how he intends to counter it. I received word that the students from Thor's military academy would be coming to the capital on a field study, and among their Class 7 was a familiar face. I had been given updates on his growth from Teo and Claire, but it was the first time I had seen him as a young man. I could see right away that he'd become just like his mother, a kind soul who valued the well-being of others over himself. He is the picture of health now, and for that I'm grateful. I regret to write, however, that the curse has had a clear influence on him, adding to his internal strife. I knew it was bound to happen. He has the heart of the one closely linked to the curse. So real quick, I'm trying to figure out who it is that's standing closest to us. I don't really recognize if we're supposed to identify... Maybe that's supposed to be Laura, and it's just not a good angle? And then maybe that's... Because I thought Eustace was the one in front of Reen. Machias would be the one in the back, on the left side, then Elisa needs no introduction, I hope. Because that doesn't really look like Elliot on the right. And he doesn't have the headband to be Crow. I don't know. Too short for Gaius, I should also add. I dare not think of Kasha's face as she watches us from heaven, or the pain she must feel seeing the cruel fate I have thrust upon our child. Does she know that if he cannot control himself now, then he has no chance to survive in the days that are yet to come? It won't be long before the Great Twilight is upon us. All I can do is as his mother does, watch and see how he fares. And that's what I mean by the headband. October 30th. The newly independent Crossbell destroyed our Aurelia fortress. As foretold in the Black Records, this led to Erebonia declaring war on Crossbell. There was one development, however, that it did not foresee. Crow Armbrust, the grandson of Jiraiya's mayor. He was but an ordinary boy on the surface, belying the searing vehemence beneath his skin that gave him the strength to match even me. Though everything has been proceeding as planned, he has allowed me to see the heights of humanity's potential for the first time in a long while. At the same time as this developed, another came to be as I had feared it would. Reen Schwarzer has accepted becoming an awakener for Valimar. The Ebonite's power grows ever greater as the Civil War rages on. The Ashen Knight may be quite capable, but without sufficient resolve it will fall against the Ebonite with ease. As the one who thrusts this upon you, I doubt you would ever want to hear this from me. But only you can change your course. I dearly pray you will find the will to fight against your fate. July 18th. The Graal of Erebos has made manifest. Prince Levert had broken through all attempts to obstruct him reaching the scene. All for naught. He has met a tragic end. Human life is but dust to be scattered by the winds of fate, be you commoner or nobility, hero or villain. Even he was no exception to the rule and fell like any other. His loss is a deeply tragic one, for I had thought him uniquely capable of rebuilding the Empire after the Great Twilight's end. The wings of the hero have broken, and in the despair that followed, the sword of the end was swung at last. With Milliam's grievous demise, the final restraint chaining Reen has been unbound. He has been consumed by the curse, becoming the sacrifice decreed by fate so long ago. I nearly thought he would succeed in suppressing its hold on him with how long he fended it off. It may be for the best that he will live through this miserable period as a mindless ogre. By the time he returns to his senses, the Ebonite and I will no longer be of this world. I would ask that he be able to rest until the rivalries have reached their climax. September 1st. Operation Jormungandr in the final rivalry is now upon us. Though he fell to the fiery depths of despair, Reen rose from the ashes and has since fought valiantly for my defeat. The curse's power is at its peak, and still he prevailed. I can hardly believe how much he has grown. His friends may have played a part in this, but that alone does not explain it. What has elevated him to the heights beyond prophetic imaginings? I wish I knew, as much as I wish I could have learned it by watching over him as a father. This isn't like me at all. I shouldn't be losing myself at such a critical point. Should he somehow defeat me, my son will be forced to bear the full weight of the curse's power. Yet if he has the strength to oppose me, then I will take it as my first and final paternal duty to see him wrested from my grasp. To hope for miracles in this world is a fool's errand. Still, Goddess, are you so merciful as to lend your ears to one such as me? If so, then I pray, please, shine your light on Reens, and then it auto-scrolled so I didn't get to read that last part.
Huh? That felt too real to be a dream. I could be wrong, but I think I'll trust my gut on this one. He was always prioritizing the happiness of others, while shouldering burdens one should never have to bear alone. Like father, like son, huh? I wish I could have done more for him. Right. I still can. My father gave me life, and my friends gave me a reason to live that life. Simply living well is the best way I can repay him and my mother. That doesn't absolve the bad, but...
Morning, Kurt. The weather's beautiful today, huh? I'm so bad at waking up early.
Good morning, Yuna. Altina. And what a coincidence. New Day and Ash are coming out at the same time.
A new day, a new diet to keep myself cute for the inspector. I binged on way too much sugar last night.
Thought I could sneak out before you guys.
No skipping out for you, Grumpy Gus. Now let's get to running.
Time to start the day.
Through Memories Aglow. As Reens Day starts, this playthrough ends. So don't worry, we have one more detour to make before we can truly wrap this up. So we get true domination. I think something along the lines of Seraphic Ring would have been more appropriate, since it's like the Reens trying to get the healing that he desires. So we get the Reen Osbourne notes. Wrong thing. There we go.
Visitor access detected.
So that's 10 RP. And just to show you, there's still quite a bit we missed. Like, I blew off the trial doors, and there's still quite a few more of those to do. I don't know if this is the last Void Spire, but if you really wanted to grind for some reason... To be honest with you, the only reason I'd recommend ever going after this one is if you want to do a playthrough on a harder difficulty and carry over stuff from New Game into New Game Plus, perhaps. You'd probably want to loot a few of these. Like, the Dazzling Deus gem is a pretty good pickup. These are a bridge too far for me. That one especially. Yeah, I don't even know how you go about getting a level 15 quartz. Now, for the recipe thing, I believe I did this one, but then... Huh. So, real quick... There it is. There we go.
Trade phantasmal shards.
And then I'm pretty sure I did these in a different video, it's just... I'm not planning to carry this over. You've seen how to make the stuff. But the moment you've been waiting for, when we finally
Confirming rank
hit
points accumulated.
rank SSS.
SSS Liberation rank acquired. Transferring highest rank reward.
We get Krypton. Turns whoever wields it into a man of steel, I imagine. Armor said to allow its wearer to naturally avoid enemy attacks thanks to its mysterious polish. But yeah, you can see it's... you don't get strength or speed, but you become quite bulky. And you may not even need the Kagemaru code anymore, since that's 25 evade. That, like, just to show you, Fee is at 110 for me when it was all said and done, so I could change her boots or change the evergreen or something, and yeah. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show off here. So when we pick up next time, we will be going into the final Daydream, and I'll see you guys there when we're getting ready to go through Daybreak. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching.